This will be on YouTube later on, by the way. I'm going to cut it down and put it on YouTube later on. So for YouTube, this is Nuke's Top 5 from apparently a day ago. Posted it yesterday, November 29th. Is he? Wait, this is Fearsome Top 5, not Nuke's. Hold up, wait. Fearsome Top 5, excuse me, what is this?
Sarah Vargas is relaxing at home in the apartment that she shares with her dad in Colombia. Suddenly, she hears something from the apartment next door.
You wanted to get spooked at home. Yeah, fair enough. So again, Nuke's Top 5. Everybody knows Nuke's Top 5. Everybody knows this shit's edited. So
It's truly
let's play some
bizarre.
bingo. First things first, free space. Did you see it? You know, and this one's foreign. I think it's Spanish. Was it Spanish? What the hell? What is going on? This has nothing to do with ghosts. What is even going on right now? Like, there's just a bunch of people yelling. My assumption is they saw somebody or something in the windows upstairs acting something out, and the girl's just in the bathroom, I guess we're just recording. Does anybody have any rosemary? Can't read Spanish, but I think that just is something about the beating going on in the apartment next door. Yeah. What the hell is going on?
Disturbing, desperate screams can be heard coming from her neighbor's apartment. Shocked witnesses on the street are quick to call police, worried that it might be a case of domestic violence. But then the story takes a very strange turn. The policeman asked people down on the street for rosary beads, an object often used in Catholic prayer.
Para que les ayudara.
Because you see, all of this noise is actually coming from an exorcism that is taking place right next door.
An exorcism? What? That's not on the bingo card. Oh.
Sarah discovers that two girls were playing around with the Ouija board. When
Luigi board?
One of the girls becomes very violent and starts vomiting up some kind of dark matter.
I want to be very clear with you guys. Ouija board you used to be able to buy in the board game section of Kmart's and Targets. They're just board games. They're not real. They're fairly easily explainable.
Almost like dirt.
Y la chica empezó como a vomitar tierra, como.
You see more than two watermarks? I see this one and I see this one down here. Was there another one back here? Oh, on the card. He has had like up to 5 watermarks on a video before. There'd be like one here, one off to the side, like horizontally. This dude stamps his videos everywhere.
Empezó como a vomitar tierra, como vomitar oscuro.
The family believes that the girl might be possessed by an evil entity.
And
apparently, the police agreed.
Like she couldn't just be faking it for attention, or like having a seizure or something. Make sure nobody else can steal them.
Sarah says that the screaming went on all through the night.
Oh, you know, that reminds me. There was a song a while ago. There was a song somebody made a while ago. I don't remember who. That was made during that era of like, oh, if you play music backwards, you can hear Satan worshipping songs in reverse or whatever. Somebody did that, but instead of Satan worshipping, they were worshipping Santa. So it was the first song that has satanic messages. It was called 665. It was called 665. Hold up. It's this. So to make fun of like the satanic panic that was happening in, you know, backmasked songs, Soundgarden decided, you know, we're gonna have satanic messages. I love it. It's Soundgarden. The fucking trolls.
Amsterdam. Jennifer Lee is an American woman who lives in the city
Oh, I should have put Instagram on the list. Damn.
of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. One day, a couple of weeks ago, she was recording a cute Halloween
I guess
photo
you can
shoot
say
with
this
her
is foreign,
rescue
too.
dog Maggie in a large Amsterdam public park. But suddenly, something happens that spooks both Jennifer and her dog.
You gonna make the best dirty ghost? You gonna make the best dirty ghost? Whoa.
More than 5 clips? More than 5 clips. I guess we can check for bot replies too. Let's see. I don't see bots. No bots today. You can tell when it's a bot because it's like, oh, this video made my day. And then it's like a name with a bunch of numbers at the end, kind of like this, but you know, it's an actual name. I mean, he's got 4.5 million subscribers, right?
Oh my god.
Let's go back and listen to that again. Hold on.
Something happens that spooks both Jennifer and her dog.
You gonna make the best dirty ghost? You gonna make the best dirty ghost? Whoa. Oh my god.
I'd say that's the scream in the distance. I think that counts. I don't think that was... I'm not entirely sure if it was edited in post. I don't think so. Screams in the distance. You're hearing saying no, no. I'm only saying that because like the dog and the person are looking off in the same direction, which means it's coming from stage left. I think it's just screams in the distance. It might not be in the distance considering how loud it was.
Holy sh**. Is he okay?
We could also just check here, like man screaming. Man screams at yellow paint. It might be this guy. I think it's this. I think it might just be edited in because it sounds exactly like this guy. I think it might be this. I think it might be guy yelling at yellow, screaming at yellow paint. You don't think so? Let's go back. Let's go back a few seconds.
Dirty ghost? Whoa. Oh my god.
To me, it sounds like the guy yelling at yellow paint. Yeah, it sounds like the yellow paint guy with more echo. I think those sound effects might have been edited in by Nuke. Makes me giggle every time. It's man screaming at yellow paint. You know, maybe there were screams in the distance, but maybe it was too faint to hear, and then like Nuke ended up adding sounds in post. So I'll leave that, I guess. But sounds edited in post. He's Bob Ross's evil twin, Rob Boss. I love it. Yellow
The
paint.
White Lagan Bothy. If you hike an hour into the remote countryside of Scotland, you can find the old 18th century White Lagan Bothy, a mountain cabin that's free to use for travelers. The creepy old cabin has no electricity, no running water, and perhaps most disturbing of all, there are no locks on any of the doors. Over the years, hundreds of travelers have...
Well, it's a hiking cabin that anybody is free to use. Do I believe in ghosts? I believe in some inexplicable events that's happened in my life that are paranormal. Of course, paranormal just meaning, you know, not normal. So it's a hiking cabin, right? So it's supposed to be open just in case it starts fucking snowing or some shit, right? It's like a place that you don't fucking die. Maybe like a wild animal might come out of nowhere.
A few outdoor and travel YouTube channels have visited the White Lagan Bothy as well, and most have experienced at least something a little weird while staying there.
I'm really quite scared of it staying here, to be honest. I'm sure it really will be fine.
Again, let me stress that all of the following videos were recorded by travel and outdoor channels. None of these people are ghost hunters, and in fact, every one of these YouTubers say they don't even believe in ghosts at all.
I mean, I don't particularly believe in ghosts, neither does mine.
But they also can't explain what they experienced at the White Lagoon.
It's an old cabin. In the woods, but in the woods by themselves in the middle. Exactly. It's an old cabin, right? So old buildings tend to move and creak with the wind or the earth. These things happen. Yeah, I mean, who knows if there are bears there? And, you know, there could be other animals, like, living in nests in, like, the subroof or something, right? Like, bird, chipmunk, fucking squirrels.
Bothy.
Today, I'm going to be staying in a bothy in Scotland. I'm
Are you
hearing
crying?
some strange noises. I don't know if it's maybe a mouse.
Last night I was a bit scared. There were some strange noises and I had some earplugs with me, so I
Listen, strange noise. You're in a wide open plain with, as far as I can tell, no fencing, like at all. So yeah, animals are gonna approach at night and you know, wonder what's happening there.
Ruth keeps hearing bizarre noises that creep her out. And oddly, she decides to just ignore the strange sounds and put in earplugs. Which
I mean, that's
kind of seems like a bad idea when you're staying all alone in a cabin in the middle of nowhere and there are no locks on the
I agree.
doors. But to each their own.
Bye-bye, bothy.
Next up, a camper that goes
You probably want some of your senses when you're, you know, sleeping in an unlockable cabin in the plains. Also, YouTube, happy hippie wild living. YouTube. We're so close to getting we're so close to getting bingo in like 2 different ways.
very odd in the house across the street.
Can we count that as shadows in the distance? Look, maybe it's some girl pacing around because like her husband or boyfriend or child or whatever is in the bathroom and will not get out. And I can make out some details like the hair and the shirt and whatever. But to me that just looks like a person pacing. Honestly, I just think it's somebody like pacing back and forth. Or a kid playing around. Maybe throwing something back and forth. Like, yeah, it looks weird, but honestly, I'm gonna say this is easily explainable. Easily explainable. It's easily explainable with someone just pacing back and forth through the window or throwing something across the room. Kids playing with each other, throwing pillows or some shit across the window. God, that's the most terrifying thing in this video.
Watcher. German urban explorer Toby from the YouTube channel Unknown Worlds is traveling through Sweden when he finds an old abandoned house
Did we get any TikToks? I don't think we got any TikToks yet.
in the middle of the woods. It's getting late, but Toby decides to investigate the creepy old house.
Freaky old
It did
house.
not go well.
This dude totally broke into somebody's house. Look at this. I'm gonna say it's cameraman's friend. I feel like he left that building a little too calmly for you know, being scared. I would have jumped off those stairs. I would have jumped off those stairs. Look at this. He was talking about
As
Swedish
Toby
earlier.
looks inside one of the bedrooms, he spots someone in his thermal imaging camera who is just staring right back at him.
That's because you broke into this guy's house. What'd you expect?
Viewers point out that the creepy stranger might have been watching him even before he entered the house.
So, ja.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
Das sieht
anything.
jetzt natürlich.
That doesn't mean anything. That's just a heat source that's in the background somewhere. It could have been like a heater or something. Unless it moves, I don't know.
Kamera ist es.
Play dead.
People are scary.
Trent Williams is away on a trip with a friend and staying at an old Airbnb cabin on Skaneateles Lake in upstate New York. Once they arrive, the two friends
I don't know what that
realize
is.
that the cabin has a pretty dark history.
Okay, I usually do not, or I never have, but
Established stories.
here, so in case I die, I have a documentation of it, okay? It's an old
In
house.
case I die, he's got his bro in the back.
Beautiful lake, though. But I did find out the guy who owns the place, daughter died in a car wreck, and her ashes are on the
It's in
piano.
here, maybe.
God, I get chills, but being in this room, I do not get a
Chill
good
bumps.
vibe.
With a creepy story like that, it's no wonder that the two guys get a little bit freaked out when late at night they start to hear random keys playing on the piano in the living room.
You know what kind of animal is really common in New York? How about rats? How about mice? Hell, it can even be a pigeon for all I know. It's like video clip. Fuck. You know what it reminds me of? Fuck. It's literally just this. That's what it is. You can't convince me otherwise. It's just a mouse or a rat or
Easily be
something.
faked. But here is what makes this video so compelling. Because you see, when you look
Luigi's
closely,
Mansion.
the played
Dark Knight.
piano key is
Dark Knight.
actually pressed down by something.
It's not agreed to. So when the keys are not pressed, they're under tension. So you have to break that tension by pushing the key down so that the hammer hits the thing. But if the hammer is already down, then there's no tension on the thing, so it just falls.
Reflections. An elderly man with no living relatives was living alone in an old apartment building somewhere in Japan. A few months ago,
Well,
the man,
Japan
who we'll
goes.
call Mr.
I don't know why I said
A,
it that
suddenly
way,
began to
Japan.
exhibit very strange
Japan goes.
behavior, complaining to his landlord that there was, quote, a strange woman in his home trying to take his life. This terrifying footage was recorded one day
nation.
before Mr. A's death.
So potato cam. Where are you? Potato cam. We're so close to bingo in so many different ways. It's really the unreal. That's exactly what's happening, actually. Like to me, it looks like this girl is just like going like this, but it has her mouth like open. Everything is scary when they got their mouth open. Exactly. Especially on potato cam, in the mirror. I feel like we need some Christmas music. Oh, fuck. How about I torture everybody? Weird noises. Okay. We're back to this lady making faces in a window. And then she pops up in front of the camera just to like jump scare you.
A bizarre, distorted figure can be seen in the reflection of the dresser mirror.
A
And the
bizarre,
landlord
distorted
now
figure.
wonders if Mr. A truly did experience something paranormal inside his apartment. The landlord contacts the Japanese ghost hunting team, Omagatoki, and paranormal investigator Hiro sets out on a solo overnight investigation into the allegedly haunted apartment. But, did you see it? Hiro is completely unaware that he's being watched as he's
That was a free space, right? Yeah, did you see it was a free space? Got it.
unpacking the mirror. And the figure watching him looks exactly like the disturbing entity from Mr. A's grainy.
How can you tell? How can it's too grainy to pick out anything from that. It's too grainy to pick out anything from this. Fucking what? Ghost in the shadows. Shadow in the darkness. There. He finds a tape in the garbage. How did you know to look in there? And why didn't you notice that before?
Did you see it? When slowed down for just a few frames of the footage, two little pale hands can be seen pressed against the floor right beside Hiro. He doesn't even notice and is still completely unaware of the entity that seems to be watching and following him. Hiro decides to watch the tape that he recovered from the trash, and it makes his blood run cold.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's a person's face. Sorry. Just on the ground.
But when he reviews his footage later, he realizes that the entire time
When he reviews his footage later, he knows that it's completely boring, so he edited some stuff in.
he was in the apartment, the same eerie entity was watching him.